So when there is disturbance in the five senses of our lives, in the environment of our lives, in the chaos of the culture, it is because he is shaking things to remake something in its proper order. Things have gotten either out of order or there is a new purpose that he is moving to.
What about the day-to-day, like what do I do next, the right thing along the way, even when you're hurting? Can you speak to that?
Yeah, you know, I think I was literally just recently talking to my daughter who's 30 years old, and whatever she was asking me, my answer as I answered her, you know, I heard mommy's voice. Because it was it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's a new problem to her, but it's not to me. But one of the things we know mommy would say all the time is, this too shall pass. When you have a history with God and you know that the thing that seems the most difficult for you in a moment, that you'll get past it. So one way or another, you'll get past it. You'll learn from it, you'll grow from it, you'll experience God in a new way. That is often just the next right thing. You don't have, you don't, and I keep talking about our history, but I even remember our grandmother saying, because, you know, Daddy's a doctorate of theology and our uncle was a doctorate of sociology, he had a doctorate of sociology, and I said, did people ask you, how did you do that? Like, how did you have these kids that were so highly educated? And she said, I just kept doing the next right thing to have children who were law-abiding citizens and were good people. Like, I wasn't trying to achieve that.
Right.
And I think when people would ask mommy and daddy about us, how do you do that? Like, how do you get 4 kids who are all still involved in your church or involved in ministry? What they were doing was the next right thing. And for mommy, that was fixing dinner. And
So we could be
making
around the
goulash
table.
and putting
Yes.
cheese on. We don't know what it was, but it tasted good because
Tasted
cheese was
amazing.
on it. And the idea that this was not necessarily the specific thing, I don't think, you could correct me, that you had in mind. It was just that we would love God, love each other, and be faithful. So I think the next right thing is look at where you are. And what I was saying to my daughter today is often we're looking at the big thing and thinking, how do we get through the big thing? Moses asked God the same question when God stopped by the burning bush and said, all right, so it's time, I need you to tell Pharaoh to let my people go. And Moses is like, how am I going to do that? And God said, what do you have in your hand? So we're often looking purpose and calling and what am I supposed to do and how's God going to get me through this? And we walked with mommy through that season one day at a time. Getting her what she wanted to drink, trying to make her comfortable, being there for each other. And so the next right thing is not the next right big thing. It's usually the next right small thing. And because it's the next right small thing, it's usually something that's obvious to you to do.
Right.
And it's easy, it's right there. So I think if I could say anything to encourage everybody from my experience, it's stop trying to get over the mountain and just make sure you don't stumble on that one rock that's in front of you and just keep going forward.
That's great.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
You're a beast.
She is. I was actually about to say that, and I thought maybe I shouldn't say you're a beast.
A beast is a good thing, by the way.
A beast is a good
That's
thing.
a loving word in our family. Yeah.
Somehow.
Somehow
became a
that's
loving
a loving word in our family. And yes, for those of you watching who are thinking, are they saying daddy and mommy? We still call our parents daddy and mommy.
and
Just so you know,
Yeah, we
I'm
do.
proud of that, yes. The daddy, you mentioned disruption. And I always get weird when I'm quoting you because you're Tony Evans and I'm Tony Evans Jr. and it feels weird because you're such an amazing communicator.
A beast.
Because you're such a beast. Divine reset a lot of times, divine disruption. Disruptions in our life are God's, God is wanting to reset us and uses the disruption to do that. Can you talk about what that means?
Yeah. God creates or allows confusion, chaos, trouble, because he's trying to get things that are either out of order back in order or to take us to a new level. Hebrews chapter 12 talks about God shaking things in the physical because he wants to do something in the spiritual. So when there is disturbance in the five senses of our lives, in the environment of our lives, in the chaos of the culture, it is because he is shaking things to remake something in its proper order. Things have gotten either out of order or there is a new purpose that he is moving to. And so he will allow Pharaoh to get tougher so that you can leave Egypt and not get comfortable there. So he will create. So I just want to encourage people, if you're going through pain, struggle, grief, disappointment, while those feelings are real and you don't deny them, also ask God, what new thing, what new experience? I love Job 42. He's come through great loss. I mean, in 24 hours, his whole world falls apart. His business, his family, his workers, his children, his health, everything falls apart. And he never even found out why. The book never tells Job about the conversation between God and Satan. But in chapter 42, he makes a powerful statement. He says, I've heard about you with the hearing of the ear. I've been to Bible study, been to church, been to small group, all of that, been to Sunday school, but now I have seen you with my own eyes. So ask God, when your world falls apart, to make himself visible to you in a new way. And he wants to do it because of what he allowed to disrupt your ease and your comfortable situation right there.
At TBN, our mission is to use every available means to reach as many individuals and families as possible with the life-changing gospel of Jesus Christ.
Thank you for helping make the gospel of grace go around the world.
Without you, we couldn't do it. God bless you.